mission. I know you're wishing that you could let your head down and mirror my emission. So while you walk...
Hello. I hope everyone is having a lovely week. My name is Abna and I'm your host for this week's exciting discussion. Today, Kojo build on me. He's a guest today. Hi, Kojo.
Hi, what's up? So
today I have a co-host, our beautiful... I'm so sad you can't see her right now, but she's so lovely. Janet, what's up?
Hi, Abna.
What's up?
Chop, Ade.
Are you excited?
I am.
I'm very much excited because I've been dying to ask people these questions. My male friends, when I ask them, nobody tells me anything. So I really want to know what I want to know. So the last person on our list today, we have Solomon, our lovely Solomon. Hi, Solomon.
Hi, What's up, Solo?
How are you doing, Solomon?
I'm good.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I'm excited though.
Are you going to be truthful? Are you going to be honest?
Oh yes, definitely.
As an evangelist, you have to be.
Yeah, he is. Why do you want to... Okay. You're going to make me biased.
Oh no.
And me, I'm excited because Eden is my day one friend from Kumasi.
And I'm also from Kumasi, so
yeah,
we have to.
The Trinity, yeah.
What?
The Trinity?
I'm left out. Why are you doing Kumasi here?
We are from
Achim.
Okay. So Eden has been going around Kenya to preach the word of God.
Oh, okay.
And he'll be leaving soon.
So you're actually an evangelist?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
So I was so happy to see him again before he leaves.
I always wanted to marry an evangelist. Maybe today is...
today's a chance. Today's a chance.
Okay, guys. So
let's start.
Before we start, I want to ask you, Kojo, how was your childhood growing up? How was everything? Did you enjoy it? Were you traumatized? Are you still traumatized?
Let's chip in the topic first.
Okay. So, I wanted to have a fair idea. Mm-hmm. But then, today we're going to discuss some identity crisis growing up as a man.
My childhood was very, very rough. Yeah, very rough. Because I was a rough guy. I was a problem child. I think so.
So the problem was with you, not with people around you.
I think people didn't understand me. I think I was ahead of my time.
Oh, okay. CGI creature. Okay. Solomon, what about you? How was your childhood?
I think mine was quite calm. I was in code a very good boy. Everybody liked me.
I know.
So I'm the one who didn't cause trouble. I was kind, always at home, helping my mom. Always the obedient kind, sort of. So I didn't have a turbulent childhood, of course, on the surface. But yeah, we all had background issues going on.
One had a smooth ride.
Yes.
And he's the opposite of Kojo.
Yeah, so that's like the perfect
match.
To get today. Okay, so firstly I want to ask, as an adolescent, Solomon, how was your relationship with your parents?
I would say it was okay, let me talk about both parents. With my mom, it was very cool. I was very close to my mom. I really loved her. There was even... I remember times when I would even fall sick if she was not around for some time. But with my dad, it was quite, contrived. It was like there was more fear and honor than there was love and bonding. Of course, and I think that is quite general or normal even in our
part
setting.
of the world. Yeah.
But I would say that it was good. It wasn't like I couldn't go to him if I wanted to ask for something that I needed. But I'm not sure if I could go to him. I wasn't sure then if I could go. Now I am able to go to him and talk to him about anything on my mind. But back then it was hard. I could not really flow with my dad. It was more like daddy or dad. Me pacho. Oh, do this, do that. Yeah. But with my mom, I mean, I could freely express myself with my mom. Yeah, that was my relationship with my parents.
And how is it now?
It's good, especially with my dad, since he's the one alive now. My mom passed on in 2016.
So sorry about that.
2013. But now my relationship with my dad is quite good. We are able to talk like we never used to before, which is a very good thing now. So I don't know if it's because I came of
maybe
age.
because you are older now. You're a child then, so there was no way.
I really don't know what was happening in childhood that prevented that relationship from happening.
I think in our society, men usually don't confide in young ones. So now he sees you as a grown-up like him, so he can share ideas with you. But then if you are like 10 or 11, what can he talk to you about? Yes, maybe. I think it's more like the age thing.
Yeah, but it's really nice now. We were together just the other week, I think 2 weeks ago. We spent some time together. He had come to visit in Accra, so I spent the week with him. I was cooking for him.
That's nice.
So it was really
bonding
cool.
time.
Yeah.
Could you?
My mom was our dad too. My dad was alive. He's still alive, and he wasn't around most times. So my mom was the one being the dad and mother too. Okay. And she was hard, you know. In our house, we don't talk much. You mind your business. So you mind your business and do your stuff, but don't get into trouble. I never had the dad-son relationship. I don't know why, but we never clicked. We never had that relationship till now. Now I call him, we don't vibe much though, but I call him and ask how he's doing and all that. And it feels good. I think age brings a lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
With my mom, she has been there from day one. Like from day one, she has been there. But I didn't open up much to her. I'm very indoor person. I don't talk to people much. I love to be in my comfort zone, and I think somehow too she loved that at a point because I was always causing trouble when I was growing up. Always causing trouble from being sacked from one school to another school to another school to another school and all that. You know.
That's interesting.
You're surprised then.
I am.
And I remember at the point my mom thought was no, somebody advised my mom that probably it's a mental thing. So they took me to psychiatric hospital to check on me. I remember my mom used to take me there on Mondays. They'll go. The doctor asked me, are you taking some drugs and all that? And I was like around 13, 14. And I didn't know anything about drugs then.
In this country? They asked you if you're taking drugs.
They thought I was doing weed or something, narcotic. That's why I was that hyper and all that. I wasn't doing any of that. I was just hard on stuff. I didn't love to be cheated. I didn't love to keep quiet on things I didn't feel good about. And people thought I was not a normal kid.
Yeah.
So after the hospital didn't work, she took me to churches too, and still it wasn't working. So at the point, I just got tired being that kid. People tagged me as a trouble child, so I became an indoor person. I don't talk to anyone. I bought everything inside and all that. So that's it. I think that's something small about my childhood.
Okay, Nanette, would you like to ask them anything?
About the childhood, I think they've said everything. Yeah, it's in the childhood. So. Evangelist Solo. Yeah, this is in your zone. So, at what age did your curiosity about knowing religion begin?
I always saw my mom as a very religious person, so I'm not quite sure if there was any point in time when my curiosity actually began, because I kind of saw religion as part of at least my mom and the children. At some point still, my dad was not around, so we spent most time with my mom. We would always go to church on Sundays. So it was part of the culture growing up.
A normal Ghanaian family.
Exactly. Growing up, you would always go to church on Sunday. But I don't know, for some reason, I kind of also felt that I really loved God, even as a child. I don't know when it started, but I would say that environment my mom created sort of enabled me to also open up my heart to God without realizing exactly when I had done that. So I believed in spiritual experiences. I believed in even the superstitious stuff that they were. I believed it as I was growing up, that there are evil forces and there are good forces, namely God and the heavenly beings that are also seeking our good. So my curiosity, I really don't know where I can place it. in my childhood, but I would say it was part of my growing up that I wanted to know God because I had been exposed to.
Your mom influenced it?
Yeah, my mom influenced it. I had been exposed to it through Sunday school, through praying. There were times my mom would go for all night, times my mom would be praying, so we would see all that and like, this is what we are supposed to be doing. So I kind of grew up with that.
Okay, you turned out an evangelist.
It all went down fine.
Yeah.
Prophets, could you?
No, not prophets.
When was the last time you went to church?
I think church. I think 5 years ago.
For real?
Yeah. Since I came from came back to
5 years
Accra,
ago.
or 6 years ago probably. I don't know.
Okay.
6 years.
Yeah, I think so.
You have church right now, so that could you come?
Yeah.
I know you're a
Can
very
be
religious
baptized.
person.
But I'm an extremely spiritual person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at what age did you be curious about religion?
But with my family, you don't go to church, nobody cares. When you want to go to church, cool. After senior high school was when I became more curious about God. But in senior high school, I was going to church too, but because of the formality, you have to go to church. That and they'll beat you, so you have to go to church. But I didn't care about going to church then. But after senior high school, I became more curious. Yeah.
I know this probably not what we are discussing, but then you said in senior high school, if you don't go to church, you'll beat you or something.
Yeah, they punish you.
Yeah, but I don't know why usually Ghana, they make Christianity just the
Benchmark.
yes for religion, but that's not it.
I think maybe probably because of the mission schools.
Because did you go to a mission school?
No.
I went to a mission school.
I didn't go
And
to a mission.
that's reasonable because it's a mission school. So
Yeah.
you are supposed, if you go to a Ahmadiyya school, you have to go to the mosque. Yes. But if you go to a government school,
Like tech.
yes. Why do you have to?
I think maybe in our educational system they believe that as a child at our age we don't know much, so we have to be guided. So
you have to be a Christian.
you have to be forced into religion.
You know what? We have to discuss that
Maybe another time. We have to
another
discuss
time.
that.
Yes,
Yeah, true.
It's
But
very in depth.
I just wanted to add a bit to
Sure,
that.
yeah.
Even in high schools currently, I think they've also allowed or made room for people of other religions.
Okay.
Well, now it's mainly Christianity
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Islam.
Yeah.
You would find Muslims also meeting to pray.
Yeah.
So it's not just Christianity. I just thought to add that.
Yeah, sure.
But I also find that it's because Ghana is religious and we find spirituality or religion as a critical part of the human development.
True.
Whether we agree or not, there's some form of it in our hearts that we need to, groom.
True.
And so whichever environment that we can provide for that student to be able to, learn or to be able to help that part of him to come up well. Yeah. I think that's what we are trying to do.
Yes. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm very excited to ask this next question. So, when did you guys discover that girls have different sex organs than boys? When did you know the difference? That I'm a girl and you're a boy. That's this thing that I have and this thing you have makes us different.
And so when I was young with my sister and we watching movie when kissing come inside, I almost say, then I'm like, so you close your eyes and the scene goes and we don't see anything. I was like, no, this thing, there's something my mom doesn't want me to see. So I had this squad in JSS. We work together, I go to their house, they come to my house and all that. So what happened? One of the days, we went to my guy's house and he told us that he has this cassette. Then it was cassette then. There were no CDs then. Cassette that the dad had. And this guy plays in the cassette and it was a porn.
Oh,
yeah.
You discovered it the hard way.
Yeah, the hard way. So it was porn. So, ooh, and the funny thing was the man was so smart that he has extracted the sound from the porn and plays Korean songs. So when I watch it, he's playing Daddy I know me.
Genius.
And we were watching the things. I was like, oh, okay, so this is how they do the whole thing. I was like, oh, cool. So that was when I discovered.
Oh, you thought it was cool?
Yeah, then it was cool. So cool.
Is that when you discovered sex, or that's when you discovered that this organ is for this one is for this.
So I've been seeing my sister when she baths, I see her naked and all that.
Hers is different
from mine.
But you didn't understand.
But I didn't understand why the composition is that way.
Okay, Solomon. Hey, this is too heavy for Solomon.
Oh, it's not heavy.
Evangelist.
Not it. All right. So, when did I discover?
Yes.
I think we all noticed that. Okay, I noticed that there were differences, especially when we were we're getting to adolescence, because I mean, when we were all growing up, we would see that the guy has his genitalia, but the girl is almost flat. You know, and then later on you would see growth coming up. So I think it was probably later when we stopped bathing together as brothers and sisters.
True.
And then also when we, I think to put it in a particular timeline, I would say that maybe in primary 6, GHS,
Okay.
you know, thereabouts, because over there. During that time, it became more pronounced. You could see that this girl is changing. I mean, we would see women, and we will see that women have breasts.
Yeah.
And then you see if she grows up, she'll become like that. So we could see that we were expecting it. So I guess it all came up gradually. Yeah. Of course, plus reproduction class.
Yeah, I think that's when I discovered
True.
Yeah. And would you like to add anything?
I think they've said it all.
Okay.
They've said it all. So,
But to the
Okay.
other part of the question,
Okay.
did they ask anything? I don't remember Darren asking anything.
Okay.
About it. Why?
You
Why?
are
I did
You had questions.
No.
You
It
just didn't.
seemed like a sacred thing. You don't just open your mouth and ask about or talk about.
That's just rude.
You just observe and you move on.
True.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So growing up,
Yeah.
I mean, as an adolescent, we all have issues that bothered us. So when these issues comes up, do you seek advice from your friends? Who do you go to? Do you seek advice from your friends or from your parents?
So one of the things that I think I personally liked when I was growing up was a senior figure to whom I could go and really ask some of the things on my mind. So I don't think I really got about asking about some of the issues about attractions, about foreign desires.
So you kept everything in you.
I mean, one way or the other, they would explode. Well, there was all of these other. It's sort of like what is going on in your body and in your mind, and there were times we actually experimented. Mama and Papa.
I don't know.
I can't relate.
You can't relate. Okay, if you can't, I'm sorry. PG rated. Sorry. So when we were kids, I mean, there were those
Yeah,
really.
we know about that.
Yeah. So I think we all at least me and the kind of kids I grew up with, we experimented what was going on in our bodies, what was going on in our minds. And I didn't really have any, figure that I could go to. I remember my brother. I have an elder brother, but I don't think we had that kind of relationship where I could go and ask him, "Hey, Junior, what is this? Did you feel this also growing up? How do I handle this?" Yeah, we could. There was not that environment or room for us to really have such open discussions, and I think it's still persisting that now, even in this generation, we still. Even though it's much better than when we were growing up then, which is not too long ago, but we still kind of keep a lid on how much we can talk about some of these things, especially for the younger boys and girls. That you are feeling these things. Some of the things we started practicing when we were kids. If it wasn't God who helped us, who would have been impregnating or doing some things that's
true.
Could be really terrible now. So I think there's still that lack even now.
So it means you didn't have a go-to person.
I didn't really have a go-to person personally.
That's fine.
I don't know about others' experiences though, but that's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Daddy, I know.
hey, evangelist.
He's called Kojo after all.
Yeah. So, Kojo, who was your go-to person?
Oh, my squad, my boys, my clique. So I had my best friends. I had these boys who were my best friends. We talk about everything, and when I don't understand it, I run to them.
Including changes in your body.
Yeah. So I remember that the first time I had spins coming out of my pennies. I was just walking, I felt it coming. I was like, ooh, Charlie, what is this thing? So this slimy thing, I was like, ooh, I couldn't go to mom. It's some wavy. I couldn't go to dad. He's not even around to go to him then. So I went to school. I was like, yo, I felt that slimy thing. I said, ooh, Charlie, you're a bear man right now there. You can impregnate women, though. And I was so happy I see now I'm a man. So I was feeling like right now they should promote me in the house. They should even be serving me some different kind of food because right now I'm a man now. Yeah. So my boys, anything I don't understand, somehow somebody in there will understand.
That's it.
So I didn't have that figure in my house that I can run to that. I don't understand it, that. We don't talk about stuff.
So it means it was more convenient for you to talk to your boys, right?
My friends, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were they any help?
Then I think it helped. Then the things they told me then, even though now most of them don't make sense to me, but then it made sense to me because I was still young.
Do you think, were your friends older than you or the same age?
Some were older than me, some were of the same age. But there's something different about them. They know a lot. Somehow they have solutions to everything. Yes, they have solutions to everything.
So it helped you?
Then it helped. I think it helped me to grow. Then it didn't really help me to become like a better person growing up, but it helped me to explore certain things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I like to ask, most adolescents go through a phase. You have a lot of insecurities. Hell, me, I still have. So I don't know if you guys still have, or it was just when you were growing up. Did you have some kind of like, what kind of mechanism did you use to fight it?
With me, at the point, the only insecurity I had was people tagged me as a problem child. So everywhere I went, either I come home with a problem. So at the point, I felt like, say I go somewhere, I talk, but I've spoken. And most times, the things I'm saying the truth. But then they tell me that children are not supposed to say certain things. But me, if I don't say it, I don't feel comfortable. And if I don't do certain things, I feel it's right, I don't feel comfortable. So at the point, I was feeling insecure that they were making me feel like I'm the black sheep. So I had to just cut off from the world. That was the beginning of my indoor. So I cut everybody off. When I close from school, I come indoor, I don't have friends. I stay indoor, I do my own stuff, go to school, like that. And my mom was really happy with the whole transformation of me being indoor. But she didn't know that I was feeling insecure about people tagging me as a bad child. I didn't like that. It made me feel so not confident about myself.
Yes, it made you crawl back into
Yeah,
the
it also clipped my tongue. I wasn't talking much about stuff I saw. I kept so many things to myself. I became more bitter. About things I see and I can't talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, that was all.
Okay, Solomon?
I would say, for me, growing up in an environment where I was mostly with my sister and my mom and my cousin who was a girl, I was quite surrounded by females, and because I was an indoor guy, it was hard. How do I put it? I grew up sort of, being very close to my feminine side than I was to my masculine side. Okay. So I remember it got to a point where I felt awkward among many guys. It became like I was not.
Did you think you were gay?
Of course they would.
They thought you were.
Okay.
Just because you don't really roll with them.
How do I put it? It was a stereotype,
Yes.
If you are quiet, you are soft spoken, you are always with the girls. Mm-hmm. There's a tag for you. Yeah. So those were some of the the things that I had to phase while growing up. So, but I think at some point, okay, now it doesn't bother me that I had that experience, because I think it's also made me quite emotionally sensitive to both sexes. You don't really find me being all hard about things or being all too emotional about things. So yeah, that was my side.
I see.
Interesting conversations going on. Are you enjoying yourself?
I am.
I'm learning.
Lovely boys, evangelists and non-evangelists.
Yes. Okay, so.
Alright, so Kojo, growing up, we all have stories our parents told us, or elderly people, if not even your parents, whether they were the truth or not. But as you grew up, you tend to find out, oh, that's then my parents told me some time back wasn't the truth. They were trying to conceal something from me. Did you have an experience of that sort?
I mean, because my family don't talk much, we mind our own business. I think the only time I felt that my dad was outspoken and my mom was outspoken on the same tangent was when they found a love letter in one of my drawers. So I wrote this letter to my girlfriend in JSS then, and somehow I didn't have the courage to deliver the letter to her. So my sister found the letter, and one of the days that my mom was hailing me that was academically good than my sister, then the letter came out and my mom was like, yo, so my sister read the letter to them, and Charlie, now my church words, I've written like stuff in it. So my dad was like, if you don't go to school and reach the highest point and impregnate a woman, that's all, you can't make it in life. And women, you have to fear women. So now as a young boy, you have to be focused on your education and being successful. Because women can turn your life around. They can change the course of your destiny. And my mom also said, it's true. As you are young right now, you are very hyper with your feelings. If you don't take time and you impregnate somebody per pine, your school has ended. So along the line, I got to realize that what my dad said, he was stereotyping. Women wouldn't change my life around to that bad thing he was trying to make me feel. And I realized that, okay, maybe he's afraid that as stubborn as I am, I might get somebody impregnated. But I realized that I was watching stuff, I was seeing stuff, but there was no reason to sleep with somebody. I didn't have that courage to have sex then. I was going to have sex with somebody then.
He didn't know that, so he was just saying how he felt.
But what he placed in my mind then about women always made me feel like I have these people I see, women I see, and they have this thing about them, they're going to change my life around. So I was very particular about women.
Okay.
So I always have this negative thought of women. Maybe you get in that vibe.
At that time, he told you that he knows that's the only thing he will tell you that will make you focus.
But he could have said it another way too. But he was trying to conceal that thing in something fearful that women can change the course of your life, and that'll be your end.
So did you grow up being scared of women?
Not really, but I knew that what my dad told me, if I joke with women, they also joke with my destiny. So I was a bit stereotyping women.
So that statement, did it affect your relationships growing up with women?
Yeah,
not just sexual relationships.
It did. I always felt like women had this power to change the course of my life.
Well, how about now? You still feel?
Now I feel this world, everything you want, your fate lies in your hand. Any decision you take is yours. It's not about anybody. It's about yourself. So no woman can change my destiny. I can change my own destiny.
Prophet Kojo.
Amen.
Oh,
Okay, Prophet Solomon.
Yes.
What's yours?
You want the question to be?
Things that our parents told us.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I can't readily recall, but I remember my dad was very particular about education or schooling. My dad is a very learned man. He actually has a doctorate in physics.
Oh.
So he's
the pressure.
He's really up there. So growing up, he had these really high expectations for us. Unfortunately, not many of us were very good, especially in maths, because he was advanced in maths. Physics is our math. But my sister, all of us, all of my siblings, from my parents. We were so bad as
You
maths.
didn't take after your dad.
No, we didn't take after
Your guy, you should have taken after him.
you know.
Makes the two of
So
us.
there was
you
that.
too.
So my dad made it, and I think it's still quite true. But I appreciate it only to some extent, not fully. That education is, or schooling, schooling. I think schooling is a better word because education can be very broad and inclusive of all your experiences in life. But schooling is like academics. That your academics is what will really get you to a very good place in life. And I think that that is only true to a very high degree, but not the full truth, because there are very serious learned people who are still not, up there, who have not found their purpose, who have not found what really make them tick, who have not found why they are here and what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Maybe they just follow the path of schooling, academics, and now they are at a point where they are not finding the fulfillment in what they may be doing.
Yeah.
So I've come to realize that what's more important is also discovering your purpose, what God wants you to do, or what will bring fulfillment to your life and essence as a person.
Preach on.
And it. Okay. You give me some time and you see.
I think by your explanation, you've actually answered the next question. So,
okay.
did you have any issues with the stereotypes? Society put on men. A man can't hold a lady's purse. A man can't wear nail polish. A man can't.
Yeah.
You are men.
I
You know the stereotypes.
I do.
Right?
I do. See. I want to take this medium to talk about stuff relating to my life. Let me talk.
Talk.
When I was growing up, I saw my dad as a very hard man. He was very hard. He made me feel like women are always below men. He made me feel like men are supposed to
Be superior.
to be superior to women, control women.
So misogyny.
Extremely. So growing up, I had this thing that I had. It so shaped my mind that I didn't really had that side of me that was so empathic towards women. I always felt women are below me because that's what I saw growing up, and it really affected me. It really affected how I related with women, and see it really fucked my mind up to a certain point that I go to a certain point in my life that I started unlearning so many things in my life. And see, it's so hard when you get to a certain stage and you are now unlearning things. It's really difficult, trust me. There are times that you unlearn it and it comes back again because this is something I was seeing. This was something I lived with. So yeah, I think people who have children now should really make it a point to lay that emphasis as a good man. You need to be empathic towards women. You need to love women. You need to let your children see that part. Because in general, I don't think it was only my dad. A lot of Ghanaian guys, men feel being hard.
In the patriarchal system.
That's the thing. Being hard.
Most men are misogynist.
Yes.
You have to make you have to make women fear you when he enters the house and
I think being a man is showing power and just roaring.
You can't even cry.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yes, that's one thing. Do you think crying is...
It's not.
It's bad for a man?
No. Sometimes I cry. It's not. It's really good. It's really good. Then I thought crying made you weak. But now, sometimes I cry. This age, sometimes I cry. I won't lie. And it's good. When I cry, I become more refreshed.
It's better.
It's good.
So I wanted to ask you, since you said your dad made you have a perception about women when you were growing up, how did you treat your classmates, your female classmates?
So me, I didn't really go close
Were you a bully because of that?
No, I wasn't. I didn't bully anyone. And I wasn't really cool with the ladies. Because of that thing my dad told me about women can change destiny. So me, if I don't like you, I don't like you. If I like you. And I can't like so many women. So if I like one woman, I really stick to the woman. And I don't care about the rest.
Okay.
So that was my thing.
So you were more of a boys person.
Boys person. I don't flow with girls like that.
Cool. Solomon.
Yeah.
My love. My love, Solomon.
Wow. So, there are quite a few. I mean, crying is one of them. That if society finds
you're always with your sister, so why would you cry?
Oh, you'll be surprised. It's amazing how your environment really forms makes you the kind of person you become.
Yeah,
it's very interesting, and now I look back and I thank God for some of those cases, or some of the things that were around me when I was growing up. My family, especially my mom, my sisters. Some of the things that I learned, and now I can really appreciate, is the fact that I don't have to conform to society's definition of who a man should be. Was it last year? Last year when I turned 25, I wrote an article about becoming man, and I came to the conclusion that it is not how manly you become as a man, but how godly you become as a man. And I'm not preaching on it. I'm not even preaching. Well, you were going to say so or something eventually. But the point really is, if you become so much of what society is dictating, then who do you really become in the end? But I believe that there is also this particular person that God wants you to become. And if we are able to focus on that, it's better than the stereotypes. It's better than being defined and put in a certain straight jacket, by other men around you, or by others. This is what the society is saying.
Because
I
also have a confession. I've had one stereotype when I was growing up to when I was like 20. I never understood men who don't like sports. Like football or athletics, and I'm like, you're a guy, what do you do with your free time? Watch football. Yes, I really didn't understand it.
You can't be my friend. Because you're a male. And
I feel like what do you do? Because like you have to
even currently.
Yeah, currently.
But when I as I grew older, I realized that it's just a stereotype.
Guys are supposed to like football.
Yes. He doesn't have to like football because he's a guy. I'm a girl. I love football. It doesn't make me a lesbian or anything. You see, a guy can just go to the salon, or maybe how do you call it? Own a hair
salon.
Not saloon. Nice, help me, a woman. A blow dryer.
Okay.
People like to keep their hair clean. It's not feminine because he's a guy. He can own it.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
True.
So I feel like I was also at fault, and I've learned my ways, and I'm changing.
That's cool.
So we all are at fault.
Yes. I think it's the society we grew up in, but where we, as children in school, in our homes, in our communities, we had these things that they used to tell us: men do this, women do this. So you have that thing in your head.
Especially men don't cry.
Yes.
So let me share an experience. I lost my kid brother, I think, in 2010, and my mom was crying. But my dad, you see, this man is suffering.
I can't let it out.
My God, man, let it out. Cry. 3 days after, the man was sick. But my mom who cried, she was fine. You know? The man was just like, Bemansu, so what? And you are suffering.
He has feelings as well.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so guys, if you had the opportunity to talk to your younger self, your 10-year-old self, Solomon at 15, Solomon at 5, I don't think you remember anything.
Solomon at 10.
Solomon at 10, Solomon at 18, Kojo at 18, Kojo at 13, what would you tell your younger self, Solomon?
I would tell him that, hey, boy.
Call your younger self, boy.
I'll say, hey, you are still learning a lot of things, and there's so much you are going to learn. But this is one of the most important things I want you to know, that don't lose yourself in the middle of all the voices that are trying to direct you. As much as possible, try to listen to the voice that is speaking to your spirit or to your heart. He's leading you in a way that will bring you into a perfect place. You know, it's like we all know that, but for some reason we also hear it through other people. We also hear that voice through other people. And so I would also tell him to look out for the kind of people that he would want to become. for some reason, we all know the kind of we have a certain image of who we want to become, and once you feel that this is the kind of person I want to become, this is the kind of image I would like to be reflecting when I grow up. I would like that my younger self to look at that man and let that man speak to him. And now I would even point him to Jesus, because he's the ultimate man everyone should aspire to be. That we are not of our own, we are not of ourselves, but the guy is the most fulfilled person who ever lived. So I'll tell my younger Solomon that, hey, keep your eyes on Christ. He will lead you in a better way than anybody else.
You just preach to your younger self.
I think he would love it.
You just preach it. So good job.
I'll tell my younger self that it's alright to be yourself. It's alright. There's nothing wrong with you being yourself. They won't understand you, but eventually you appreciate your honesty and being yourself. And in as much as we see so many wrongs in society, he should try as much as possible to also know that people who acted that way, the ways he didn't like, also came from another channel. They also saw things they didn't like and eventually grew up to be those things. So as my younger self is growing, he should try as much as possible to unlearn so many things along the way and learn new things too. And most importantly, stay true to your spiritual self. Yeah. You should know that there's a higher being somewhere, and the path to God, they are not definite. They comes in different variations. So just stay true to your purpose and your journey. Be yourself. That's all. I didn't preach.
You didn't preach.
I didn't preach.
Solomon was preaching.
I think we just said the same thing.
Yeah.
I think so.
You are biased because you.
She's stereotyping you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You enjoy the show?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. And even they said a lot of things.
We have the female version too. You come and
will be
we come and scrutinize.
giving us everything we need to know.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for listening in. It's been an interesting conversation this morning, and we look forward to having these kind of conversations in our society, because I think we really need to talk about how we grew up and try to talk to our siblings or whatever, the younger ones, because I think their generation is different from ours, and we need to let them not repeat the mistakes that we had when we were growing up.
Exactly.
So it's been very amazing and exciting. I've learned a lot, and things I already knew, and I'm sure some things they didn't tell us, but well, we will take what they did. And thank you, Solomon, so much for passing through. Thank you, Kojo, for sharing. Evangelist. Thank you. And next time you hear Solo and I, maybe we'll be getting married. So
exactly.
you should stay tuned to that. Thank you, and have a nice day, everyone.
Bye.
You tried to win.